Hello and welcome to the Candid Corner. My name is Tejas, and today we're going to be talking about movies, reviews, analyzing filmmaking. I don't really know what the main topic is, but it falls under that big branch of topics that I just mentioned. So, for those of you who don't know, I went to film school. I did 3 years of it, specialized in cinematography. And when I first joined, in one of the very first few classes that we were having, I believe it was still during the orientation week, one of the teachers who was teaching there was actually going to leave. He's going to retire. But because we were the new batch, and he decided to stay for one semester, but he was going to leave by the end of that. And he was honestly, as we were told by our seniors, and from the very little interaction that we had with him in those 6 months, we sort of realized and knew that he was pretty much one of the best teachers in film school there. And one of the things that he told us was that he, as a very experienced filmmaker by the point in time of his career, I mean, he was probably in his 50s or 60s, he mentioned that there was one thing as a filmmaker that he did not like. And this is something I'm starting to realize now, as I'm maybe about 5 to 7 years into my own filmmaking career or journey. And this thing that he said was that he no longer is able to view or consume content or movies without the analytical part of him coming out. So essentially, when he's watching something, he's always analyzing, always looking at editing techniques or lighting or direction or the type of acting that's happening. He's always in an analytical reviewer kind of mode. And that's something I've realized about myself recently as well, especially because I've been doing the 2-minute reviews on my YouTube channel as one of my segments. And I mean, yeah, it's difficult because I, first and foremost, am a lover of TV shows and films in general, of content in general, so I want to consume it and just have fun, rather than consume it for the sake of reviewing it. And so basically I'm trying to find a balance where I am able to consume content, have fun, and just enjoy something without having that in the back of my mind. But I'm starting to realize now that I think it will always be at the back of my mind. If I'm sitting through a 2-hour-long movie, there's bound to be a point in time where I'm going to notice something, whether it's a certain lighting technique or lens choice. I mean, that's just cinematography part of it. It can also go down to set design, location, the type of direction or acting that's happening. I mean, all of that is something, as a filmmaker, as you create yourself, you start to notice these things. And I mean, undoubtedly, it's made me a better storyteller as well. It's made me a better filmmaker by being able to acutely pick up these subtle nuances to determine whether something is good or bad in a film or a TV show. But at the same time, I'm scared, I'm worried that I might one day completely lose the ability to watch something without analyzing it. I think I'm still able to do that occasionally if I'm consuming something that is not necessarily something I want to review, right? Like, I'm not going into the thing with the mindset that, oh, okay, I need to pay attention, I need to, look out for this, look out for that. If I go in with the mindset that, hey, I just want to enjoy this movie. And I think most of these kind of films can be something like Marvel films, Most Marvel films are not going to be your typical best movie or best editing or best acting and so on and so forth. So those are movies that I can afford to not have that analytical side of me. Maybe the TV shows, yes, but the movies, I don't really think so. And I just want to be able to enjoy something that I do genuinely enjoy watching without the filmmaker side of me coming out, because if that side of me comes out, then there's a chance that I may not actually like something that I watch. And I remember this feeling because a few years ago, before I got very heavily into filmmaking, before I got into film school, the DC movie Batman vs Superman had come out, and I was super hyped about it, as was everyone else. And when I walked out of the theater, I genuinely had a great time. I thought it was a fun movie. But then I went up online, saw some reviews, and I realized, okay, people actually did not like the movie. And I happened to rewatch it sometime later after having a little bit more filmmaking knowledge, and I realized, yeah, I didn't pick up on these nuances. I didn't pick up on what a, well, a terrible movie might be a bit of an extreme, but it was a bad movie, right? It wasn't a great movie. But the feeling that I had when I left the movie theater was a great feeling, and I wish that that sort of a feeling can remain with me and not be spoilt by either listening to other reviews or something like that. And I know that's kind of contradictory, because that's literally 1/3 of my segment on my YouTube channel, where I literally do reviews. So yeah, I'm kind of in this dilemma, I guess, in life in general, where I'm trying to enjoy the content that I'm consuming, while at the same time not losing touch with the filmmaker side of me, because it does make me a better filmmaker. It does make me a better creator by knowing what is good and what is not good, and what works with audiences, what doesn't work with audiences. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to find this balance. And I don't think there's truly a solution to this. At the very most, I guess, if there has to be a solution, it would be that I just have to, maybe if it's something that I really want to review, then on the first watch, I'd go in completely as a fan, as someone who just wants to enjoy this movie and just, escape reality for the 2 hours that I'm going into this movie for. Or if it's a TV show, then while watching those episodes, simply letting myself enjoy and have that mindset. And then during my second watch, or any other subsequent rewatches, that is when the reviewer side of me or the analytical side of me can come out. But it will definitely be a little bit difficult to find this balance as I go forward. And I think I'm just trying to figure this out. And it is strange, because those words that teacher told us in that auditorium during orientation week, it has this kind of hauntingly beautiful feeling behind it. Because when he said that, I guess it kind of just went over my head. I didn't really think that I would ever reach that stage, because till that point in time, I don't think I had that capability of actually really analyzing movies and films to the extent that I do right now. And it will only improve as the years go by. But something he said back then is now starting to really resonate with me. And it's something I really want to, I'd really want to have this conversation with some of my peers as well, some of my classmates, if they've started to feel this way as well. And then maybe collectively we can try to find a solution to it. Yeah, it is, it's quite something. In any case, this was a bit of a quick one, I guess. I'm not really sure how long I rambled on and how much of this I'm going to cut out as I edit this later on. But, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I know this was a bit of an abstract sort of podcast episode, and I just wanted to, it was just a thought that I had and something that I felt like I wanted to get out there and just simply express. And maybe someone in the comments can give a solution to this if you also feel this way. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about such a random topic. But I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you are listening in the world. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Candid Corner.